and welcome to the final video in section 5.1, probability rules. You found it. Okay, so I believe this is where we left off in the last video. In empirical probability, the probability of any event E is approximately its relative frequency. So the frequency of an event divided by the number of experiment trials defines the empirical probability of event E occurring. And that was meant to be an E occurring. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so a probability model is a model that lists possible outcomes with their probabilities. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, I haven't had time to update this slide with this year's information, but this is from spring of 2017. Eye color, frequency, and the probability. So there were 10 people who had brown eyes, 3 people who had blue eyes, 1 person who had black eyes, 1 person who had hazel eyes, and 1 person who had green-blue eyes, for a total of 16 people. Now the question that we are asking is, okay, if you randomly chose one of the people from this class, what is the probability that the person you have chosen would have brown eyes? And the answer to that, or how you would find that based upon this probability model, is, let's say you wanted to know what's the probability the eyes were brown of the individual you selected. It would be the frequency of the brown eyes divided by the total number in the class, 10 divided by 16. Same thing would apply with blue, 3 over 16, black, hazel, and green over blue, all 1 divided by 16, and all have the same probability of occurring. And if you add those all up, you'll get a probability of 1. So if you randomly choose someone from that class, you will randomly choose someone from that class with one of those eye colors that they listed. Definitely. And actually, this should look very, very familiar. In fact, a probability model is just another name for a relative frequency distribution. Okay, so the thing to remember about a relative frequency distribution, or let's call it a probability model because we're studying probability at the moment, is that a probability model must follow the first 2 rules of probability. And that is, number 1, for any event E, 0 is less than or equal to the probability of E occurring, and it is also less than or equal to 1. If it is impossible for E to occur, the probability will be 0. If it is certain that E will occur, the probability is 1. Okay, and the second rule of probability is the sum of all the probabilities for all the outcomes that are possible is 1. Now let's see what else we have here. Okay, let's talk about unusual events. An unusual event just has a low probability of occurring. How low? How low is low? Well, usually less than 5%. Okay? But, not always. Okay? If we had continued having class on campus and you had come to class on Tuesday, there was probably a low probability that you would encounter the coronavirus there, because we don't have any cases confirmed in Broome County yet as of this recording. Okay, so it would be very unusual, but maybe less than a 5% chance. Is that low enough? I didn't think so. I was ready to go online, so we are online now. Stay home, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow, or, whoa, it's late. I will see you later today to discuss these videos and to talk about your homework and talk about your projects and how we're going to handle that. I'll see you later.